What's up, everybody? I sold everything. No more cars. Psych, stop. Don't turn the channel. I'm just playing, dude. All right, so we're actually going to work on this motor right here. As you can see, the intake manifold is missing. It's actually going to get taken off in just a second. I had some footage. It's going to be flip-flopped because my memory card erased. Stick with me. Let's get to it. We're going to take out the intake manifold, as you can see here. And then I've got some valve cover gaskets. We're going to look and talk about those. If you're going to tackle your valve cover gasket job, some pieces and extra pieces you might want that you don't think of when you go to order that stuff. So let's get to it. What's up, sup? 300zx tore apart. Oh my gosh, sad days. I'm actually going to be working on our engine here. We'll still have to take off a few more parts, get it prepped and ready for turbo parts. So let's just get to it. All right, boys, there she is. Cleaned up a little bit. We got the front kind of exposed. Everything looks pretty good. Get this all cleaned up. Start regasketing the tops. I'm gonna start with the valve covers. We got to put some new injectors in there. Valve cover gaskets, spark plug galley gaskets. Get these regasketed, the whole 9 yards. When we put the manifold back on, we can be done with the top. Get our coolant and vacuum lines all squared away. All right, boys, we got it all tore apart here. This is for our intake side, just in case you don't know and you haven't done this before, but this is the intake side valve cover, and then this is the exhaust cam side valve cover. Now on this valve cover, we do use a gray gasket maker. That's what we use to do the gasket on the exhaust side. Now this is one part that gets overlooked when people do this. As you know, they might not know, you haven't been in there yet, or you know, whatever. But spark plug tube cover, and it's got a couple gaskets on it. Each one has 2 of these guys, one on this side, one on that side, and each one of these has 3 of these little spark plug boots. Seals up against the cylinder head, and this cover keeping any water and anything, oil, all that stuff out of the spark plugs as much as possible. And I think this kind of stuff gets overlooked. You get the gasket kit, you get the gasket maker, but then you take this apart and you're like, oh, I need these too. So one thing that I learned over doing this a few times. Another thing is, of course, these gaskets that go around our intake, especially if you're doing this on, this motor actually has low miles and was pretty good. This stuff is actually in pretty good condition compared to when I did it on that car. It was in much worse condition. This stuff is still like, has some flex to it. If you have never done this before, if they have high mileage on your valve cover, gasket, and all that stuff, this is gonna be brittle and just break apart like nothing. These are gonna disintegrate and break apart too. So I've got a kit that replaces all that stuff. And also these quarter moons, these are on the exhaust side. You wanna make sure and take these out, replace them, clean out all the gray gasket maker, replace these with new ones. We're gonna put some billet ones in there that stop the shrinking, any of that stuff. Hopefully it's high speed, haven't used them before. We're gonna use them on this build, so we'll have those coming up. Actually waiting for those to get in before we can put the exhaust side back together. And of course our intake side actually uses, you know, your traditional gasket type intake manifold or valve cover gasket on our intake cam side. So there's just some things to look out for. Important to do this. Oh, then of course on our intake side too, we took these out of the back. We're gonna re-silicone these up with the ultra gray gasket maker, get it all cleaned up in silicone because we don't want to have any parts in there that were left, and the seal is degraded. We'll go ahead and put these back in as well. She's looking good, nice and cleaned up, ready for the new gasket stuff. We are waiting for those new little moon, metallic moon, billet moon, whatever gaskets that we're going to use on this, but we've got it all cleaned up in the spark plug hole, boom, boom, boom. You guys know the deal. This is what your 300zx valve covers look like stock. They're powder coated black, but the exhaust one is just like bare metal aluminum. But it's all cleaned up, ready. We'll do the gaskets next time. I'm actually gonna postpone this till we get, till next time. But that's what you need to be looking for. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you see when we put this back together, which will be next video. Too easy. Got links in the description for, you know, all the stuff that you need, common stuff. Links in the description below. Hit that subscribe button. Put up another playlist where we wrench on some more 300zx. I'll see you over there. Peace. Nice.